I, I wanted to talk about my aunt and uncle. I certainly think that this documentary should include them. My Uncle Harold married the beautiful, beautiful and talented Dorothy Dandridge, and they were married, and she was Aunt Dorothy. My mother and Dorothy became best friends, and what happened was, not too long after they were married, they had a daughter, Harolyn, called her Lynn. But unfortunately, Lynn was born with a terrible, terrible problem. She had a mental disorder, and she unfortunately, as she grew up, she had the brain of a 3-year-old. She couldn't talk. She couldn't reason. Couldn't do anything. And Dorothy never could believe that she could have a child that was imperfect. So one of the things that was brought out before Lynn was born, Harold's first love, I gotta be honest about this, Harold's first love was golf. He loved golf, and he was good. And so what happened was, when Dorothy was pregnant, Harold was at the golf course, playing golf. And so Dorothy went into labor. She called my mother. My mother went over to the house, and my mother, being the organizer that she is, Fayard was out. He had the car, the family car, but Harold had their car. He was at the golf course. So my mother wanted to get Dorothy to the hospital, and so she had no way of getting there. So what she did was she went to her neighbor's house and she pounded on the door. She said, "Listen, it's an emergency, emergency! I need your car." And the neighbor gave the keys to my mother. So my mother drove Dorothy to the hospital, and so she was there with Dorothy, and Dorothy was holding back in the birth of Lynn, and so what happened was, people are saying that could have attributed to the fact that Lynn, it was having the problems that she had, but eventually, they caught Harold, and so he got to the hospital, and of course he was so apologetic, and he was so sorrowful because of the fact that he was not there for the birth of his daughter. But my mother was there. She was there, and Lynn was born. She was 1 year older. She was 1 year older than myself. And so I was like I said, I was born the year afterwards. But Dorothy Dandridge, the first African American woman to be nominated for Best Actress in a movie, she was nominated for her role, her role in Carmen Jones, which was a great film, and Dorothy was in that film. And she did such a phenomenal job.
That was not with Harry Belafonte. That was the Broadway version of it, I think.
No, oh no.
No,
it was a musical.
Yes, I know.
But there was a Broadway musical, but Dorothy, Otto Preminger, who was the producer of the film, decided that he was going to have Dorothy as the lead. I tell you how she got that. Dorothy, when she first went in to audition for the film, she went in dressed in a business suit and everything, and Dorothy said, you're beautiful and everything, but I don't know if you're right for Carmen. So what Dorothy did was she went and got a skirt and a blouse with an orchid in it, and came in and then walked in the next day, and she was Carmen. She was definitely Carmen, and Otto just was, he was floored by her. And so because of that, because she took the initiative to do that, Otto Preminger put her in the cast as Carmen Jones.
Very good.
Dorothy and my mother were the best of friends. As a matter of fact, there was a movie that was put out called Introducing Dorothy Dandridge. Halle Berry is the star in that film. But what's so great about the film, the first part of the film is on the Nicholas brothers.
Oh.
The first part of the film is about the Nicholas brothers and the relationship that Harold and Dorothy had at that time. So if you got to see the Introducing Dorothy Dandridge. It's a great film. Halle Berry did a good job, but as my mother would say, Halle Berry's beautiful, but she ain't no Dorothy Dandridge.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes?
Well, Halle went on to win for that movie.
Yeah. Halle won the Emmy Award for Introducing Dorothy Dandridge. She won the award. And as a matter of fact, on the night that Halle received her award, she got before the audience, and she one of the first things she did was she thanked my mother. She said, I want to thank Jerry Branton, for inspiring me and all the information she gave me. And so she was so thankful that she won the Emmy Award for that. Because it was a film made for television, she wasn't eligible to receive an Oscar, but she did receive the Emmy Award.
Wonderful.
And quick story while we have some time. I went over to my mother's house, and visit her, and so anyway, I walked into the house, and there my mother was sitting, but on the couch, with her legs up on the couch and a halter top and shorts on, was Halle Berry. And so what Halle Berry does, when she's in a film, she gets into the role that she's playing. So anyway, she looked at me and she jumped up and she says, "Is that my nephew Tony?" And I said, "Uh-huh." And I ran over there, and so she gave me a hug, and I said, "Shoot." And so I gave her a hug, and I hugged her, and so my mother said, "Tony, let her go." And I looked at my mother. I said, "Do I have to?" Yeah.
What a great actress.
Yeah, but it was great. But but as my mother said, it's just Halle is beautiful, but she ain't no Dorothy Dandridge.